for the time being, let's turn our attention to the pharma space. We have Foram Parekh who joins us on the show. Hi, Foram. Good morning, and thanks so much for joining in. Well, I wanted to ask you your view on a lot of these pharma spaces. You know, in 2024 so far, you have the pharma index itself that's been a relative outperformer, and we haven't seen that in a while. Your view on a couple of these names that are going to be in the news today. Oro Pharma, case in point, the stock has seen a big surge. It's doubled from the recent low. But your view at current reckoning?
Yeah, good morning, Nigel, and thanks for having me on the show. So, yeah, the entire pharma sector has been doing very well, and even in earnings, we have seen, most of the companies have really done good in terms of margins, where they have reported at their all-time high levels of margins. But in that earnings season, we have downgraded a couple of stocks, and Aurobindo is one stock which we have downgraded from buy to hold because it is going under a lot of problems, like its main UGI unit for injectables. Fortnightly we had seen that they had shut down few lines of the UGI unit, and now again we have seen that in the same injectable space they have received another 7 US FDA observations. So these kind of observations and shutting of lines, we feel it's very risky, and given the steep move in the stock, we feel that stock is now priced to perfection, and the management also alluded that closure of this lines would impact to the tune of $20 million. But again, we were not very sure, though they have issued a statement saying that they have started with those closed lines. But again, there is a lot of diciness in the stock, and again we have seen this kind of observations in the UGI injectable space, which is a very key unit for Aurobindo. Therefore, Aurobindo we have downgraded, but couple of other names that we like is Lupin, Cipla, which we see that in the US space they have launched a lot of complex products in order to mitigate their dependence on the generics portfolio, and we have seen that Lupin has done very well. Spiriva is doing very good for the company, and again we do not foresee any competitor in the Spiriva drug, at least for the near 2 years. And Spiriva also has a market size of almost $1 billion, which is very big.
Sure.
So Lupin tends to benefit from this complex product approval.
But Foram, the other stock that you have downgraded in the pharma space is Divi's Laboratories. Just take us through the rationale behind that.
Yeah, so we are seeing that API prices have softened, and also Divi's had a high base of molnupiravir, and again new product launches would take time, and we do not see Divi's going back to its earlier EBITDA margin levels of 40 plus. Also valuation wise, I think Divi's was trading at a very hefty valuation of almost 40 times on 2 years forward PE. So we feel that given the correction in the earnings and margins do not going back to its earlier levels of 40, so the premiumness needs to be erased in Divi's, and therefore we have downgraded Divi's from buy to hold.
Okay, all right. Foram, you have, I think, one company from the hospital space that you're tracking. And yesterday there was this negative news flow with regard to probable standardized pricing for hospitals. And all those hospital stocks, they got spooked yesterday. I wanted your view on this, directive that's come in from the regulators.
So we are also awaiting the decision. What would be the pricing, and how would it pan out? But having said that, we feel that all these hospitals with higher average revenue per operational bed, which are trading at almost which are quoting 60 to 75,000 rupees per day. So those kind of higher ARPOB hospitals will correct, but hospitals having lower average revenue per operational bed, like almost 35 to 40,000, those kind of hospitals would not be impacted. But most of the larger hospitals like Apollo, Max, Artemis also for that matter, being a smaller size and commanding such a higher revenue on a daily basis, these are the stocks which are likely to correct in the near term.
Okay, all right, we'll leave it at that. Thanks a lot for joining us. Appreciate your thoughts here. So that is the word on the pharmaceutical space. By the way,